Looks nice and level to me. Oh, you're so beautiful. We got it all level. Look at this beauty. And get the tent set up as soon as it stops sprinkling, but all our stuff's here. Wow. This is like one of those see-through, but the corners, you see how it got them all damaged from the wind, I think. Got them all ripped. But you know, for most part, stuff stayed pretty dry. So I'll get Joe to pick up the actual tent so we can cook outside for now. If I cook in here, you know, with smells and stuff, and then you take it into the woods to hunt with, you kind of, you know, got all that scent. Tent's holding up on there pretty good. Everything is just peachy. Look at that beauty. Such a beautiful machine. All right, I'm gonna get after it, make some coffee, maybe cook up some food. All right, let's go. I wish I could somehow send like smells and like coziness through the camera. It's so nice and cozy in here. Check out our little fridge. I got a plug right there. We plug in. Electrical is, ooh, that's a red-shouldered hawk. Electrical is working. Bedroom is a bedroom. Got some nice temperatures here, humidity, water. Oh, what a beautiful thing. So usually what I do is take this out. Yeah. This right here is just my primitive attempt of taking 3 sticks and combining them up there to make a sort of a tripod. And that tripod will come into later if the rain stops. And then we're going to be able to do some cooking. We'll hang a little chain from here, and then we'll have a bowl, and it'll just be above fire. So I'm going to leave it outside as it's drizzling to get wet, because I want this wood to be wet so the heat doesn't catch it on fire. I think I've decided I'm not going to risk with the tent. I'm just going to take the table out. Little rain hurt nobody. Put these in a tent. Gotta get all this stuff out so I can get to this guy. All right. Let's go make coffee. Look at that space. Oh, man, this is a life. Holy moly. You got over there, you got over here. Got everything we need. Hey, let's make coffee. All right, let's see what we got. Mangoes, walnuts, bananas. Holy moly, we got half of a grocery store. All right. We need agua. Water, 1 cup. Put the water into the thing. Put it on the fire. We got our coffee cup ready. We got our water. We got our water onto the fire. Let's go find coffee. Oh, I want to show you this. Check this thing out. But it doesn't work. I broke it. Open it up. You have a handle in here. That's where your coffee ends up being or going. You put it there. You open the top. You put your coffee grinds, like there are some right there. And then you sit here and work out your arms. This is like great biceps, or how do you call these things right here, and like the, yeah. So you just sit here, chill. Turn the camera. Go like that. Oh man, this is so nice. And you grind. The problem is somebody ground something else other than coffee, and it got the knives all gummied up and stuff, so they don't have enough room for the grinds to catch and then do it. So I have to take it apart and just clean it. But yeah, this is awesome. And then basically, you know, the one amount, the what you can fill in is good enough for about 2 cups of coffee. So it's a social tool because it forces you to drink coffee with somebody else. My water's boiling. I gotta go. Enough of that. So we're gonna put this back. But what we did bring is coffee. Oh, look at all that food. Got blueberries. We even got some cheese and some sausage. Oh, peppers. I'm gonna show you Balkan Kitchen 101. Simple. All right, coffee's boiling or water's boiling. Ow, that's hot. Right there. Set you on my grill pod right here. See me? Yes, you can. This is already just ground Turkish coffee right here. And what I like to do is I just like to take one of these spoons and just kind of level it off right there. Here we go. We're going to put it in right there. Now I don't like using this spoon, so we're going to find a stick. Let's find this guy. This is good. Right there. And we're going to mix up the coffee. And now you just let it come to a boil. Sorry for being crooked, but again, I have to engineer some sort of a bracket that'll keep this guy from putting out the flames. And look at that goodness, and now it's going to come to the top. Ooh. And we didn't spill it. Beautiful. And then you just build a cup. Look, oh, I wish I could have you smell how it smells. It smells amazing. What I like to do is I like to come in here and just wash it out or rinse it out, because once it's like fresh coffee, you can rinse it out really well. And then I don't have to wash it. Thank you, Igor. Again, leave it in here to dry. Like so. Beautiful. Now, what do you do with this coffee? I don't add sugar to anything I drink. So like I don't add sugar, creamers, or anything like that. I just drink straight coffee. You can add sugar to the water before you boil it. Or what the old ladies in the villages used to do is, as they would gossip about God knows what, they would take those cube sugars, like, I don't know, we used to give them to the horses. You know, when the horse is good, you give them a little cube and they eat it. They take those horse sugars and then they dip it in the coffee and they like eat it. Yeah, I don't have that sugar, nor that I like sugar that much. So I just drink it like this. And what this was intended, oh, let's turn off the fire. what this was intended is, it was intended to be enjoyed. So you can see, like, you can't run a marathon with this. Oh, you can even like spill it just walking through the house. So how you enjoy it is like this. And you have your friend, and you just, I don't know how to say, like when you go, like when you eat hot soup. Oh, that's so good. Some people may not like it because it tastes just like coffee. There's no creamer or 10 other flavors or whatever. But if you like coffee, like real coffee, then, and this was done for thousands of years. Again, it's a very big thing in the Balkans because people socialize that way. They sit and they drink, you know. The problem is they drink way too much coffee. You know, it's when I go back home, like, you know, every house you go to, they give you, and at the end of the day, you drink 20 of these cups, and it's like your heart's going like this, you know. So, but, you know, you're sitting here socializing with people, and you sit down and you kind of relax, and it's meant to kind of slow things down a little bit, you know. So there's good in that, you know. You can slow down a little bit and communicate with people. Sorry if somebody's bothered by the, is it slurping or how do you say it? I don't know. Somebody put in the comments, what is this? That'll be a new English word for me. But yeah, so it's really cool. I don't know. I enjoy it. I got my SpongeBob goggles in case there's a blizzard in here or something. And then I can just open up my window and try not to spill the coffee all over me because it's really hot. Open up my window like that. And then close this door. Wow. Look at that. You got some fresh air and enjoying a nice cup of coffee. So how's everybody doing? Good? That's good. I hope everybody's good. There's a lot of crazy things going on in the world. And it's nice to just kind of turn off or switch from that and come out here and just relax. There's something about nature. We can say whatever we want, but you know, there's something about feeling good when you're in nature. And that's important for us to keep, I think. So, yeah. Hope everybody's good. This YouTube thing is pretty awesome. I have like 60 subscribers, like that in a week. Like that's amazing. So, thank you from the bottom of my heart to everybody because, you know, it's just a cool thing, like to keep going, and you have, you know, feedback. I have people commenting. That's awesome. You know, I just always, my thing is like, I don't want to steer anybody in the wrong direction. So please understand that watching my videos is just my experience and that's my decisions, and just do your research. Be creative, you know, take some time. Don't rush things, because when things are rushed, mistakes happen, and then, you know, it's not good for anybody, or it's not good for you. So, well, maybe you're drinking some cup of coffee or something that you like to drink, or water, or an adult beverage. I don't know. I didn't bring any adult beverages. I don't like to drink that much because it, I don't feel good. Yeah, I don't feel too good with it. So I'm not a big drinker. I do like to drink the traditional rakia, which is kind of a controversial drink here. It's called moonshine here, but back home it's just what every household made. You know, you had this kazan, which is this apparatus for making this stuff, and you know, every family made it, and then, you know, they would save it in the cellars, and you know, you would have, let's say you made it and then you have a son, and then, you know, they're getting married at, you know, 20 years old or whatever. So when you make it when your son's born, and now you have, you know, the wedding or whatever and the whole family, and you pull out a bottle of plum brandy that's 20 years old that's been in your cellar, you know. There's a lot of tradition with that. That stuff's dangerous. It'll get to your head. Ooh, you know, it's like 70% alcohol or 80% or something like that. It's crazy. So, you know, a little cup, and but you know, it's funny. Back in the day, doctors would recommend, you know, a little cup of brandy a day, because it just at the end, you know, maybe at the end of the day when you know, want to relax or something, it it calms you down, opens up your appetite, and you eat better, and you know, you're, so I don't know. It's, you know, a lot of these things that was done back in the day is not considered good today, or, you know, there's always, I think it's just normal. I think it's just a difference in generations, you know. I remember um, where I'm from, and you know, when you know, electricity first got to the village, and you know, it was passed down these stories to my grandma, and then she told me how people would, you know, there would be one guy in the village and had a TV, and then all the people would be scared to come to his yard, but they would stand on the outside of the yard on the gate, and they would all watch TV, and they thought it was like the devil or something, you know, or some sort of a alien. I don't know what they would be thinking. They didn't know, you know, anything other than what they were taught. You know, so it's normal. It's these generational things that change, and you know, I think it's just part of life. So, you know, what used to be good, even here. I mean, I hear people here how, you know, older people that grew up and they kids played on the street, and you know, came home at, you know, whenever, just when they were hungry, and you know, it's a different time, but it's everywhere. It's not just here. So, but you know, there's always something that you have to give up for improvement, and as long as these things continue to improve um, people's social status, and they continue to improve the overall well-being of humanity, you know, it's it's a good thing that we still have areas like this, because this is important to have. If we lose that, then I think we're gonna be in some trouble. Let me show you what I'm looking at while I'm sipping on my coffee. Look at that. I may even get my camera out. There's been some birds over there. It looks like some robins, or I don't know. I can't remember. I probably know 5 birds and that's it. But just beautiful. Quiet. Quiet. Yep. All right, guys. Well, sorry for talking long, but I need to have my coffee with somebody, and it's you. So cheers to you. All the best. And let's continue camping. So I'm gonna finish my coffee, and I'll see you a little bit later. And tell me what that sound is. It's probably not well mannered to do. Like, it's probably like one of those things where people, like, you know, don't do that when you're having nice fancy dinner. That's how I eat my soup, and that's how I drink my coffee. So I'm sorry if, you know, it's not. Next thing, what I want to do is I want to set up the tent. I'm going to have some company tomorrow, but stopped raining. It's nice outside, so I'm going to show you how I set up the tent from this angle. As you can see, it really is that simple. You got the ladder. All right, got the tent all set up there. I took off the cushion. It got a little moldy, a little damp underneath. It's been, we haven't used it probably in about a year or so. I think with these tents, you have to just every so often pop them open and just let them air out, and maybe not keep the mattress in there. I made a mistake in keeping the mattress in there, so I've seen online that that's kind of a thing that happens. So, all right, let's get on after dinner. Got nice, beautiful skies. Let's get some fire started, and we'll go from there. All right, while that's going, we're gonna start thinking about dinner. We're gonna put it right there over the fire, like so. And now we're gonna start cooking. Right. I got my meat, I got some pork and some beef. Got my lard, knife, onion. Let's cut this onion up. Cut up some onion. Ooh, what a beautiful onion. This is what I use for cooking. This is lard, or you have another option. I think it's called beef tallow. I have some pork and some chopped up beef. All right, so the meat is releasing all of its water, and so are the onions. And pretty soon we're gonna start adding seasoning. And for the seasoning tonight, we have salt, we have vegeta, which is a herbal seasoning, and we have red pepper. And let's see, we're gonna add a little bit of chilies. That's it. Start adding some salt. I like to cook it down until there's hardly any moisture in there. And then I add my water. Some of that. Red paprika. I wish you could smell that. All right. A minute or two. And might as well add, I like spicy. Right there. This is a half of a steak, or a steak piece of beef, and a half of a pork chop, like tenderloin, part of the pork chop. So it's very little meat, but if you cut it up very small, you know, this is gonna get some water, and this could probably easily feed 2-3 people, you know, with that small amount of meat. One onion. In the end, we're gonna put in a potato. That'll just thicken everything up. And now we're just gonna start adding water slowly. 1 bottle. Once that cooks down again, then we're gonna add another bottle and just enjoy it. potato. I remember when I was little and my grandma, I grew up with my with my grandparents during the war in the 90s in Croatia. It was in this beautiful village where we lived, and I remember my grandma one day, she was peeling potatoes in the yard, and I was a very mischievous child and always getting into trouble, taking my grandfather's tools. I was sitting on a tractor that was parked on a hill above the house. We had big garages above the hill or above the house. And the yard kind of sloped down. There was a road going next to the house where, you would take out all the farm equipment. And one day I was sitting on the tractor and, playing around with the gears and stuff and didn't think anything too much of it. The next thing I know, I'm walking back on the road towards the house and the tractor just passes me by itself. And it goes past me and it slams into the corner of the house. So I was a very mischievous child. But this one time she was peeling potatoes and I was like, I want to do it. I was probably 7 years old. I want to do it. And fine, somehow she gave me the knife and, and I was peeling and I cut myself very, very little. And I got into a lot of trouble. Back then, if you did something like that, not only did it hurt because you hurt yourself, but you got in trouble from the adults. But it was a good time. So all I'm gonna do now is just cut up this potato without cutting myself into small pieces. We're gonna chop it up and put it in the stew. Because as the potato starches cook and the potato breaks down, the stew gets thicker. So you don't have to put anything else. Just into little cubes. So far we have half of a steak looking piece of beef. We have half of a tenderloin, like pork chop part without the bone. We have 1 onion, and we have 1 potato. And I guarantee you, good 2-3 people could have a good plate with a side. And if you cut it small enough, your meat and stuff, everybody gets a nice little bite of. All right. So just like that, just these little cubes. Oh, the smell is lovely. Let me get some light so you can see. There we go. Some nice light. Let's get our spatula. And the meat is going to be so tender. How you say, like fall apart. So you could put like bony stuff in here and it just makes a nice broth. And let that cook down just a bit longer. And then we're gonna add some more water. Because you don't want it burning, but at the same time you just want to let it cook. Oh, the smell. Amazing. Got the nice coals underneath. Got our little chain. Sorry for the bad light, but that's all I have to work with. Goulash. I think that comes from originally from Hungary, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry if I'm offending anyone, but the way that I understood it is that the shepherds would go and salvage the meat that was not eaten by wolves from the sheep and whatever, other herds of animals that they were herding. And then they'd be so far out in the country that they couldn't cook food and stuff, so that's what they ate. And basically, they just put pieces, cut them up thin, and put them into a stew. So I don't know if that's true, or I haven't checked up on this. Again, sorry if I'm misinforming anyone, but it is goulash for sure. And basically a stew that is delicious, and it's even better the next day. I added another bottle of water. It's kind of hard to see from all the steam, but the smell is just, oh. And the cool thing with this contraption is that you just rotate this, spin it, and it just keeps spinning. And it'll just make the bottom not stick, It'll keep mixing stuff in there. And just nice and slow. You don't want to burn anything, it's really nice and really slow. So we've added our potatoes, and you'll know when it's done when the potatoes become very, very soft. This is going to be the third bottle of water. You can see how it's thickening up, becoming a very nice stew. Ideally, the water needs to be warm if you're cooking it at home, but that's all we have to work with here. Oh, but the smell. Whew. Delicious. Now it's going to come to the boil again, and then it's just going to simmer nice and slow. And that's going to be beautiful, guys. Cannot wait to try this. All right, guys, our goulash is done, but I have my neighbor, Paul. We're going to go share some of our food with him. He turned on my headlamp, so I'm okay walking back.
Just watch you don't trip over the pole.
Yeah. I just hope a teddy bear doesn't come out smelling my food. Oh, what a wonderful experience, guys. Sorry about the light, but... Yep, I'll be good. Just wonderful. What a wonderful night. Wonderful experience. I'm very happy that I was able to share the food with Mr. Paul. Just a wonderful guy. Came over here, I didn't want to record him talking and everything, but we spoke for about an hour. And I was like, hey, I'm cooking this. You want to, have dinner? And he said, sure, let's go over there. We got a little better light. And so that's fine. And it was just a wonderful experience. Wonderful thing meeting him. So, but I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. I got some sort of a tea here in my little It's All Good in the Woods cup. Got the water boiling out there on the stove. But yeah, I'm just going to enjoy my cup of tea, relax by the fire, and call it a night. Alright guys, I'm getting ready for bed. So I put in these old belt latches right there, the groove. I'm able to get my sleeping bag. I get ready for sleeping. So in order to make it just a little bit more comfortable, what I've been doing is using this little mat. Get it up. There it goes. You're gonna laugh, but I found this at a garage sale too. Oh man, it was already comfortable. Now it's like comfortable. Probably a good 5 to 8 degrees difference. It's 62 or 65 in here. So I forgot a pillow. Forgot tent, pillow. We'll see. I probably forgot something else that's important. Let me show you my bed setup. Voila. Sleeping bag. Got pillow. I'm gonna lay down. Oh, that's so nice. Definitely could be okay for sure without a sleeping bag. Sorry if I'm making a lot of weird mic noise. What a wonderful day. Good morning, good people. I woke up cold. Oh, it was pretty cold last night. But look at how beautiful. Wow. So I got a fire going. We're gonna cook some dough. And since I have some blueberries, yummy blueberries. We're gonna put it in there. All right, let's go. Oh, the smell on that. Delicious. I got nice little birds over here. I may even get my big camera out, start taking pictures. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm gonna have one or two of these, have a cup of coffee. But guys, I want to say thank you. All the best. Bye.